Good morning, my impatience. How art thou? How art thou, my impatience? So I started writing comedy again, which I guess people might be excited about. I know some people like my comedy. So on that note, I'm going to go over my comedy from today. Bam, I'm going to rehearse it one more time. Because everybody loves my comedy. So here we go! So here's March 2025 jokes. I thought when I first started doing stand-up comedy, I didn't have to work hard on my jokes. I could just go up on stage and wing it, and my presence alone would illuminate the room. Everyone would say what a natural and comic genius I am. It's kind of like when I was in college. You need to do your homework, you need to work hard and practice. You can't just go into your tests and illuminate the test, because if you do, you'll get an F on your assignment. And when it comes to comedy, you'll get booed off stage. You can't just illuminate the room, you gotta work hard. Did you ever notice there are real double standards when it comes to attractive and ugly people? I go to mental health recovery groups. I know it's hard to believe. I'm so mentally stable. There'll be some 40-something-year-old, 400-pound man who has suffered tremendously. He's been homeless. His life has been hell on earth. Then there'll be some attractive 20-something-year-old woman who looks like a model who's suffered significantly less. But we tend to empathize with the attractive woman because she's cute. I often see social media models who are female who say, "What would you do if you came home and there I was in your room in just my underpants?" A lot of men say this is my dream come true. But if the 400-pound, 40-year-old schizophrenic was in your room in just his underwear, you'd probably call the cops and think you were just about to be assaulted. I hate double standards. When it comes to drinking alcohol, men can't drink fruity drinks. Men can't wear short shorts because people will think you're a homosexual or light in the loafers. All in all, I want to go into people's bedrooms in just my underpants, damn it. But seriously, I'm aware you can't do that because you would quickly get taken to jail. And obviously, you don't want to go to jail. You know you're depressed when you walk into the supermarket and you see the scary-looking maintenance worker who's working 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 days a week for minimum wage, who's cleaning fecal matter in the bathroom, and he's like a dirtbag dribbling coffee all over himself while scrubbing shit and trash, and you're envious. You project onto the maintenance worker, this guy's life must be happier than mine. He's cool, he's badass. Even though I'm depressed and miserable, I'm sure my life is peaches and cream compared to this maintenance worker. So try not to be so sad. And it's not just him. I'm probably happier than terminal cancer victims too. You know you're depressed when you consume coffee like it's water and eat sweets gluttonously. You realize it's probably giving you cancer, but you're like, screw it. What other pleasure do I have in my life? I'm going to anyway. Maybe soon I'll be the most unhappy man ever. And dark web. So I keep hearing that you need to be careful of the dark web because there are nefarious people who do nefarious things on there. Not to say I want to go on the dark web for any reason, especially not to stockpile an arsenal of illegal weapons. But hypothetically, if I did, how would I go on there? I'm going to start searching Google. How do you download the dark web app? Is it like a social media app? You just go to the app store? That will probably get me on some watch list. I want to play video games with Vladimir Putin on the dark web. It sounds like a lot of fun. Somebody said, you're a dumbass and really naive when it comes to the dark web. It's not like an app or a video game. I'm like, then what is the dark web? They say, we can't tell you what it is. I ask, who's they? Obviously, I'm referring to the voices in my head. I don't talk to anyone in real life. I wonder if there are any good uses for the dark web. The name dark makes it seem like it's entirely nefarious. Like, are there wholesome dark web users? I want to think there are hackers like vigilantes who use the dark web for good. Erie says my jokes are awful. She's throwing tomatoes at me. Splurge Lord says coffee doesn't give you cancer. You know, you silly Billy. And Chuya says, Andrew, if you go on the dark web, you're gonna be sold as a slave to some Russian dude. Yeah, man. And Patrick says these jokes aren't cohesive or really jokes. All right. I mean, I find it funny. Maybe I should try it and see how the audience reacts. Maybe if I deliver it. Erie says these jokes blow. These jokes are terrible. All right. Patrick says he wouldn't even try this on stage. Okay, Patrick. So you want me to give up on comedy? I mean, at the very least, go up on stage, do the jokes, and if they flop, then stop. So you didn't find any humor in that? You know, Patrick says he's not trying to be mean. I just need to workshop these jokes better. Is there any potential with these jokes, or they're all atrocious? Erie says your jokes are all very corny. And Kuya says, if I was you and I went to an open mic gig, I would just get on stage and do those songs you do. You know, Patrick says, I want your jokes to be funny, but these are just random thoughts you strung together. Erie says, maybe just go and sit in the audience. Kuya says, maybe have some premise about how you want to be in a band, but nobody wants to be in a band with you, so you blah, 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 blah. Yeah, oh, okay. I don't know. I thought they were funny. I thought my jokes were funny. You know, I hear rock bands that say when they first started out and they first started doing, you know, their rock songs, they were atrocious. They blew, but they kept practicing and practicing and practicing, and they got good. So even if you think my jokes at this point suck, the more I practice it, the better I'll get. So if I want to pursue comedy, well, just keep practicing, basically, right? Patrick says you need a setup and a thought line for your joke, a beginning, a middle, and an end. All you have is a middle, and it never ends. You need a punchline. Somebody says, could you go back to comedy college? Could you go back to your Yeah, I think comedy college is taking place at Governors in Levittown again. I could go back to the comedy class. I mean, that's an idea. Let's type in comedy college. I've attended that class many times, and I could do it again. Xerox says some occupational training would probably be better use of your time and yield better social results. And a waste of his mom's money. Going to the comedy college would be a waste of his mom's money. Mustard Tiger says, I bet Stop and Shop is hiring. Kuya says, if you sang My Mother is a Sadistic Puppet Master on stage, everybody would be cracking up. Patrick says, Andrew's too good for stocking shelves. He should be a millionaire or a billionaire. All right. So I mean, actually, I feel like I should get a pat on the back at the very least. I mean, I could edit and refine these jokes and add to the jokes and structure them, but I actually put work into my jokes. So I mean, I feel like at the very least I should get complimented for putting some work in. Even if you don't find the jokes funny, even if you don't, I mean, at least I put some work into it, right? I mean, at least I put some work into it today. I'm getting insulted about something I put work into. So at the very least, you should pat me on the back for putting work into something, right? I did put effort into it. I brainstormed the jokes for several days. Put a lot of work into it, actually. Erie says it's like his drawings, no effort. And somebody says you shouldn't do things for people's validation. I mean, at the very least, I feel like I should get some praise for the jokes I wrote today. I mean, even if you don't like them, even if you think they're still at the beginning stages, there was effort put into that. So I'm not saying some of the jokes need to be discarded or don't need to be discarded and such, but if you don't think comedy is my thing, that's fine. I'll find other things to do. And Patrick says your effort should be focused on. Erie says you're not really funny though, Andrew. She says people are laughing at you, not with you. People are laughing at you for being quirky and weird. They're not laughing at your jokes, what you're saying. It's never okay to laugh at somebody. You got to laugh with people. People deserve dignity. People deserve respect. And if I go up there and people are laughing at me like some buffoon, well, that's not good. Julia says I'm hilarious when I sing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate somebody finds me hilarious. Well, I'm going to the art class from 1 to 4, and I got a foot doctor appointment at 11 today. So, obviously, I got things to do today. So, that's a good thing. It's hard to button shirts. You ever notice that? It's really hard to. That's a joke. That's a joke. It's hard to button. You ever notice it's hard to button shirts, especially when the shirt is on? How do you? And what's the deal with buttoning shirts? Julia says I would pay money to watch you sing in front of unsuspecting people. I actually have a free movie ticket pass, so I can see a movie for free at some cinemas. So that's pretty good. All right. Erie says nothing's free. Nothing in life is free. Okay. Okay, Erie. So you really don't like my jokes? I mean, I think I'm gonna perform them. You really didn't like them? You didn't like anything about them? Erie says no. What's wrong with them? Like, can you like? Why do you not like my jokes? Why do you not like my jokes? Damn it! Somebody says you were funnier when you were taking the mega regimen of medications. Somebody says your jokes are lazy and uninteresting, and they didn't help you. They're not okay. No, the shirt buttoning wasn't in my stand-up act. You missed the beginning of the live stream. The shirt buttoning wasn't a joke. Well, I think I'm going to perform the jokes again anyway. I think I'm going to go to open mic this week and perform the jokes. So, what are you going to do? All right, peace out, guys.